All right, we're at Arcaro and Genell, the pizza capital of the world. John Sumoski, the head coach for the Wilkes University women's soccer team. And John, let's talk about this year's team.
Well, it's been an exciting start, John. First, I want to thank you for having me on. It's been an exciting start. We've changed quite a bit this year as far as our training, and we're really excited to see our girls playing hard and being fresh out there. To start, I just think physically we're in a better place than we were last year at this point, and we're starting to really identify the players that are going to, be the first team out there, and the reserves coming off the bench to help us.
Talk about graduation last year, how many players coming back, and then talk about this freshman class that you brought in.
Our senior class last year made a huge impact, especially toward the end of the season. They really willed their way and willed the team into a great win at Misericordia, and great bunch of athletes. And as far as the freshman class this year, well, we've been pretty impressed with the freshmen, and they've all gotten time in the first two games. We've seen, probably 3 or 4 that are going to impact us right away as well.
We talk about the season this year and then the league overall. Right now, you guys are picked 3rd in the league. How about some of the other competition around you?
Well, Misericordia is always going to be, strong. Mark's done a great job there, and they've been nationally ranked for the past 7 or 8 years now. So I think last year we showed that we can compete at that level and do well, and it's certainly given us some competition. So we do expect a tussle with them, as well as probably 3 or 4 other teams in the conference that have slowly gotten better. And DeSales obviously making the NCAA tournament last year was a great stride for that school and that program, and so we do expect a very difficult game with them as well, as a couple of the others that may continue to get better.
How do you envision this team as the year goes on? You think you're going to have some offensive firepower early, or you think that's going to develop as the year goes on?
Well, I hope so. I mean, that's been our problem in the past, and I think we're a little more dynamic up top. We're trying to get our midfield a little more involved in the box and creating chances. I think we're pretty dynamic in the midfield as well this year. So, and we have some returners that are maturing with the program and have done very well in preseason.
All right, we're with Micaela Oliverio from the Wilkes University soccer team. And Micaela, thanks for coming here to Arcaro and Genell, the pizza capital of the world. And for you, let's talk about your team this year. How excited are you?
I'm super excited, especially because last year we made it to the championship. And I think we have a more skilled team this year as a whole. We're doing better, so I'm really excited.
Talk about the position you play and what you're hoping to do with your teammates.
I play left wing, so I serve the ball in, or I have to get back on defense. It just really depends on the day. I think so far we're working really well as a team. We've got a really good, as a whole, every single player is just very talented. So anyone who's on the field is going to play well. So I'm excited.
How about your major at Wilkes University? Tell us about what you decided to major in.
I am a double major in musical theater and communications, and I decided to do that and come to Wilkes because I can play soccer and do both those majors.
And talk about the passion that you have for both and having both, and what would you like to do in your future endeavors down the road? You have 2 paths, or does it kind of help you more so to be more well-rounded in one of them?
I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. I definitely want to go to New York City and ultimately be an actress. I know that sounds kind of cliche, but that is what I love doing the most, and communications kind of just helps me with that. I think doing something in the communications field would also be really cool, like journalism or PR. I don't know, I haven't really decided. I'm trying to figure it out as I go along.
What do you like about your team this year, whether it's on the offensive end or the defensive end? Some early things you've seen here early in the season.
I think we're connecting more as a team. Like, defense is connecting with the midfield, who's connecting with the forwards up top. We've got good talkers on the field, so we're communicating well on and off the field, which helps as a whole, and we're all really good friends. My best friends are on the soccer team, so that makes it even more fun to play.
You talk about the competition, and it's Division III soccer, but it's good competition, and there's a lot of great things going on. And being able to balance that academics and athletics, like you said, at Wilkes University, you're down from Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Your choice to say, hey, Wilkes is where I want to go because I feel like it's the right place for me.
Yes, exactly. Like, I have the opportunity to play soccer. It's not as competitive as Division One in the way like where school comes first, and that's important for me because I am double majoring, and we've got everyone on our team is really smart, a lot of pharmacy, nursing girls, and that takes a lot of time. So the fact that we still get to play very competitive soccer, excuse me, and get to work hard at the same time during school is definitely a plus.
Well, Micaela, thank you so much for your time, and we wish you the best all year long.
Thank you so much.
Micaela Oliverio from the Wilkes University soccer team. We're at Arcaro and Genell, the pizza capital of the world, continuing the conversation with the Wilkes women's soccer team. Elena Denger with us here from Wilkes. And Elena, tell us a little bit about the position you play.
I'm the outside right back on the team. Right now, Coach has our right striker pinching in a lot, so I'm doing a lot of running on the outside of the field. So I'm up and down the field a lot, but mostly at defense.
Talk a little bit about this team this year and what you're excited about with the Lady Colonel.
Well, we have a lot of freshmen that came in that showed a lot of promise, a lot of confidence on the field and maturity. In our first preseason scrimmage and scrimmages after and the games after, we did a great job at keeping possession and keeping composure on the ball. So going forward, that'll be nice as we continue to advance and be able to put the ball in the back of the net, as well as keeping possession and the ball away from the other team.
You talk about your role as a leader. Is it easy for you to be a leader? Do you find that that's something that comes natural that you learn from some of the other players in the program?
Definitely, it's a learning process, and sometimes it's difficult to be a leader as well as a friend and a teammate. It's definitely a balancing act type of thing, and I remember as a freshman and as a sophomore what the captains did when I was a freshman and a sophomore, and what they did that I liked and what they did that I didn't like. So I'm learning from them and hopefully doing the best I can.
Your major at Wilkes. Tell us about what field are you in?
I'm in the pharmacy field. So the last 2 years were undergrad, and I just started my first professional year, so I still have 4 more years to go.
How about the program itself? A lot of pharmacy majors at Wilkes, and
Yeah,
it seems like that major really took off over the years.
Yeah, that's actually what brought me to Wilkes in the first place. There aren't very many schools within the region that are pharmacy as well as soccer. There's Temple and Pitt and Duquesne, and those are all D1 schools, so it's tough to do pharmacy as well as soccer, and Wilkes was the perfect fit for me to be able to not only play the sport that I love, but also pursue the passion that I love.
Your teammate talked a little bit about the bonding and the kind of growing closer and learning a little more about each other. Talk about some different things that maybe Coach Sumoski brings about with you ladies to try to grow as a group.
Let's see, he's really big on team bonding in general. We have various committees on the team. We have team bonding, social media, volunteering, and he met with the team bonding. I'm actually on that committee as well, and he's just really pushing for us to get together outside of practice, outside of the soccer setting, so that we get to know each other on a different level rather than just on the pitch.
Well, listen, we appreciate you coming up. We wish you the very best this season at Wilkes, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Elena Denger from the Wilkes University soccer team here on the John Mendola Show from Arcaro and Genell.